Good morning. Hi, everyone. It is Miss Beth here. Can you give me a wave? Let me know you can hear me. Awesome. Hey, ladies. So, my friends, today is going to be a Makerspace day, and I'm very excited because it's been a while since we got together and used our hands and our imaginations to create something awesome. So when we do Makerspace in class, Miss Beth brings you some materials and you get to use your hands and imaginations to build different things and complete a challenge. For Makerspace during our lesson today, I'm going to show you some cool things you can do at home with your hands and your imaginations. And today for Makerspace, we are going to explore, drum roll please, music. So we are going to create different types of music, make different kinds of instruments using some of our loose parts and Makerspace materials from around the house. So I just created music by creating a drum roll, and music often has a rhythm or a pattern. It's not just noise, it's something that's nice to listen to. So let's take the idea of drumming, of hitting something and seeing what kind of music we can create. And hitting something is called percussion. Can you say percussion? Percussion. So let's see what we could hit. I used my fingers on the table to make some music. What else do I have around the house? I can use some wooden spoons as my drumstick. Is that going to make the same sound? Louder, right? Fingers, drumstick. What else can I make drum music with instead of my table? I can use different containers from around the house. I have a tin container. Let's see what that sounds like. Nice. Different noises, right? Different materials are going to give us different noises. What if I used a plastic container? A different noise again. And different sizes are going to create different noises for us. So let's see. So Miss Beth has created percussion, some hitting instruments with some different materials around the house. So you guys can explore hitting different things to see what kind of noises you can make. Some beautiful drumming music, okay? Now these things are safe for you to use around the house, but my next demonstration is going to show you how I can use different containers to create different noises. And I'm going to use water. So I have 2 cups and they have the same exact amount of water in them and they're the same cups. And I am going to use a different material. I'm now going to use metal to hit and make my noises with. Both my cups sound the same. They're both glass. They're both filled with water. They're both being hit with metal. Pretty the same. But what if I added more water? What if I filled one up a little higher? Do you think it's going to sound different? Let's explore. When I added more water, it changed the sound that it makes, because sound is the movement of air. So this cup has a lot of air that can move around, and this cup has a little air. So I changed the way it sounds. Awesome. What if I had different shaped glasses? So Miss Beth has a bunch of different shaped glasses. Some are tall, some are short, some are fat, some are skinny. And do we think because they are different shapes that that might change the sound that they make? Let's take a look, shall we? They're all different because the way the air is moving in the shape is different. How beautiful. Just by changing the shape, we change the sound. Let's see if I can add more water into my shapes and see if that changes it. Pretty awesome, right? So you guys can explore how different shapes are going to create different sounds. And I want to use different materials from around the house. So I used a metal skewer to hit. Do you think if I use a hollow straw, it might sound a little different? Let's check it out. A little different, yeah, but I can try with different materials around the house and see what kind of sounds I can make. Let's try my wooden spoon. I think I like that one. I like that beautiful music. So I can change the amount of air and I can change the shape to make different noises. What I can also do is add something else, explore a little further with what I can hit. And I'm going to try to make a drum on some of these glasses. And in order to do that, I am going to need a balloon and a scissor. And I'm going to cut the edge of the balloon off that you blow up. And you're definitely going to need some help from a parent. And then I'm going to stretch that balloon open and try very hard to get it around one of the tops of my glasses here. And I'm going to create a drum. Let's see if that's going to change the sound. Let's see, I have it nice and tight. Let's try another one. And again, I'm just cutting the edge off the balloon. Make a nice tight seal. Let's see if you can hear that. Pretty awesome. So those different shaped glasses with those different amounts of water can make different drum sounds as well by using my finger to hit them. Ah, the balloon popped off because it's nice and tight. So I can create drums. Awesome. So all of this was percussion, hitting something to make different noises. But there are tons of different instruments that we can explore. That was mostly our drums, our tambourines. Those are our percussion instruments. But what about our string instruments? Can we use a string or a rubber band to make different noises? Your string instruments would be like your guitar or your violin. And so to create some string instruments, I'm going to take some rubber bands. And again, just different containers of different sizes, and let's see what noises or sounds or music we can make. So for the first one, I'm going to use a metal container, and I'm just going to put my rubber band around it so there's a big open space. And it's going to make a noise. Let's see if our noise is going to be different in my plastic container. A little different, right? Now let's try a plastic cup, see if that sounds any different. Oh, that one's way different. So I can explore the different rubber bands or strings on different containers. I could even use a bigger container to use many rubber bands and create my own little guitar. So I'm going to use a couple different rubber bands to fill a hole on top of a container. So let's see. That one's nice and deep. That's a deep noise. Let's see if I can make another one. Even two rubber bands on the same container can make different noises because some rubber bands are tighter and some rubber bands are looser. That one's super loose. Let's see if I can get one more good one on here and we can create some guitar music. so you guys can create different sounds with string instruments by just using your rubber bands on different materials. So we looked at strings and we looked at percussion, hitting. There's another type of instrument that we can explore with, and it is called a wind instrument, where we can use our air. So for this instrument, I need a straw and I need a scissor. And what I'm gonna create is a flute, okay? So I'm gonna use the air in my mouth and my straw to create some music. Are you ready? What? That was a bit of a crazy noise, but in order to make this flute, what you're gonna do is cut off the twisty top of your straw. You don't need the twisty top. Then I'm gonna make my straw nice and flat. And on that flat edge of the straw, I'm gonna make a triangle. So I need it to come to a nice point. Okay, so my straw is at a nice point. I made a triangle. And what's actually happening is when I blow air in there, the two triangles are vibrating or shaking and actually creating that noise. Then I have to use my mouth and blow to make some music. Now we saw that different glasses and containers of different sizes and shapes make different noise. So do you think if I made my flute smaller, it would make a different noise? Let's check it out. I'm gonna cut it while I'm blowing. It did. As my straw got shorter and shorter, it made different noises. So by cutting your straw, you can easily make a flute, okay? And it takes some practice on how you blow the air in so you get better at it. Sounds like a duck, doesn't it? But I can use the flute. I can also use many straws of different sizes to put them all together and create what's called a pan flute, a flat layering of different sizes, because we know different sizes create different sounds, and I can make a pan flute. So how do I do that? For this one, you're gonna need a couple straws again, a popsicle stick to tape them to, and then our good old-fashioned tape. Now you want to cut your straws to all different sizes because we know that gives us our different sounds. Once I have them cut to all different sizes is when I'm going to lay them onto my popsicle stick and tape them into place. So they are round, they might roll a little bit, but that's okay. Got to just make sure that your top straws are all nice and even, and your bottom straws are hanging towards the bottom. So I'm going to lay these all out on my popsicle stick, which is going to hold them in place. Use a little bit of tape to secure them, and voila, I have another pan flute to enjoy. Awesome. For this next musical instrument that I'm loving using my hands and imaginations to create, uses both the string, the idea of something vibrating, and the straws. And what I've created here is called a harmonica. Pretty awesome, right? Let's make a harmonica. For this one, you need 2 popsicle sticks, a long rubber band, 2 short rubber bands, and 2 pieces of straw that maybe we cut up for our pan flute. So I need 2 pieces of straw. Now what you're going to do first, and again, rubber bands are tricky, but see if someone at home can help you. Just place a rubber band around your popsicle stick. And believe it or not, the shaking of that rubber band is what's creating my noise. Then I want to take my 2 straw pieces, put them under the rubber band, one at one end and one at the other. Okay, so it kind of raised my rubber band, and that's what's going to help make my noise. Then I place another popsicle stick on top and use my small rubber bands to hold the ends together. Now for this one, I'm not blowing into the straws. The straws are helping to make the rubber band longer or shorter. So my music is coming from my rubber band. Whoops. And when I move my straws closer to each other, it changes the noise that I make. Awesome. So we have explored percussion, hitting instruments, string instruments that you can pluck with a rubber band to make a noise. And we have explored our awesome wind instruments. The last thing I want to show you how to make is another percussion, another hitting instrument, but I don't actually hit anything with it. Things are hitting each other inside, and this is called a maraca. So my maraca is a shaking tool that I can go along with the beat, and it's very easy to make. So for your maraca, you need a plastic egg, you need 2 spoons, you need a rubber band, and then you need something to put inside of it. What do you want to hit against each other to make that noise? So I looked in my cupboard, and so I filled my maraca with beans. And that's the noise it made. But this is Makerspace, so we're going to explore how different things work and sound. So I'm going to make my maraca with some pasta on the inside and see if that changes the sound that it makes. So I'm going to fill my egg with some loose pasta noodles, not a lot because I need air or space for it to move around. And let's see if it sounds different. A little, but let's continue making our maraca. So once I have my egg filled, I'm going to put my egg between 2 spoons to create my handle. And then I'm going to use another rubber band. We used a lot of rubber bands today to tighten that together. And if you want, you can be done right there. But I like to decorate things and jazz them up. So you can add some tape, you can color it and add some markers. And then you have your own maracas to create different music with. Pretty awesome. But what else could you have around the house? Is there anything else you can use to create something with your imagination and make more music? I took a look in my recycling bin, and let's see if you can come up with some ideas of what I can do with something. Okay. A toilet paper tube. What kind of music can I make with that? Let's first try percussion. Is hitting it going to make a noise? Yeah, but kind of plain. What about wind? Can it be a wind instrument? No noise there either. Can I add a string and make it a string instrument? There is air, so I should be able to make music. Let's see. Nice. I can make a string instrument with my paper towel tube. I also had an egg carton in my recycling. What can I do to make this a musical instrument? Let's see. Let's try hitting. Not bad. Let's see if it could be a wind instrument. Not much there. Again, let's try to make it a string instrument. I see a big hole here, so I bet if I covered that with a rubber band, I can make something cool. Ooh, that's a good string instrument. I can make a guitar. Or I do have some leftover pasta noodles and beans. Maybe I can make a giant maraca by using the materials I have. Let's see. Oh yeah, that'll do it. So my friends, there are so many things in your house that you can use your imagination with to create awesome musical instruments, to create sound using hitting, using strings or plucking, and even using your air. So I hope you try some of these activities at home. I hope you keep your hands and your imaginations moving, and I miss you guys so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.